So you're thinking about making a move to Wilmington, North Carolina, but you're not sure of the proximity of the main areas here to where you would potentially live. Well, today we're going to cover all of that and more. We're going to do a full map tour of Wilmington, North Carolina. That way you'll know exactly where everything is to where you might live. All right, we're going to get started right now. All right, in today's video, we're going to cover a full map tour of Wilmington, North Carolina. So these are going to be topics like how far is downtown from Wrightsville Beach? How far is UNCW to Carolina Beach? How far is the airport to Midtown Wilmington? We've had a ton of clients who want to know and are curious how far away their job might be to where they're potentially going to be living, where their kids are going to go to school, and how far away everything is from that. So hopefully in this video we'll cover some good information that will be useful on your move here to Wilmington. And just as a reminder, this video is for people just like you who are considering making the move down here to Wilmington. We get a ton of calls and texts from this YouTube channel specifically with different clients who've already successfully moved here and who are considering making a move down here, just doing their research like you are. So again, if you're thinking about it and you're curious, you've got any questions, want to see some other topics and videos, make sure to send us a call, text, email. You can schedule a one-on-one Zoom. We would love to help you make your move down here to Wilmington, North Carolina. All right, let's get the video started. All right, so we're gonna get started with the map tour right now, and we're gonna pull up the screen so you can see me right now here over Wilmington, North Carolina, and this is the main area here. So I am from right up here, a city called Jacksonville, North Carolina, about an hour and 15 minutes away from Wilmington. Grew up here, going to a few different areas like Topsail Beach, Emerald Isle Beach, Atlantic Beach, and then of course down here to Wilmington, North Carolina, Carolina Beach and Myrtle Beach. So this area right here is a military town. Jacksonville's, it's mainly built because of Camp Lejeune, the military base there, and a lot of people think I'm military because I'm from there, but my family is actually there before the military base, so that's a little fun fact about me. All right, so this is the main area here, and as we know, last year Wilmington again was the most moved to city in America, which is crazy. I've lived here now for almost a decade, and when I first started coming here, it was not like that. It is a lot busier than it used to be, but hopefully it doesn't get super busy like the places probably where you're moving from. I think in COVID, whenever that happened and people realized they could work from home, everybody just decided, well, they're going to go move to the beach. So now we have a ton of people who are working remote, and that's a lot of the people that are relocating here. Okay, so here on the map, we're going to go over just real quick. Wilmington is the port city, and the population here is somewhere around 120,000 just for the city of Wilmington. But all of New Hanover County, which is this whole area right here down to Carolina Beach, is around 230,000. There's a few different areas here that I'm going to just go over briefly that I have a lot of clients that have questions about where they're located and the distances from these neighborhoods. So one of my favorite and one of the higher end communities, town center, is Mayfair Town Center. So they got a lot of luxury high-end shops, the movie theaters here, one of my favorite restaurants, True Blue Butchers right here. And this is sort of, it's not exactly Midtown, but it's very close. You'll see throughout the video what I'll do when I'm speaking of Midtown Wilmington. That's going to be this area right here. And that is, I'll use UNCW, which is pretty much in the center of Wilmington, as a midpoint. And you'll hear me say that throughout the video. So Mayfair is right here. Really nice area. It's right next to Landfall, which is probably the most high-end community in Wilmington. It's a gated community with guards at the front of it who buzz you in and out. So it's one of the higher end here in Wilmington, and this is right next to Wrightsville Beach right here. And then downtown Wilmington is over here to the west. As you can see, this is all of downtown right here. So when people are speaking about downtown Wilmington, it's not just the front up here where you've got, Front Street, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Downtown's kind of this entire area all the way up to around 17th Street, maybe a little bit more, but this is the entire section right here, all the way down to here, and then up to here to Martin Luther King Highway. And then from there, you've got, as you follow down from downtown, you go into River Road right here. That leads into another really nice community right off of River Road, a master plan community. I've got another video on this, we'll link it below, called River Lights. So River Lights is this entire section right here. This is a master plan, new development, a lot of new construction, 4, 5, 6, 7, some $800,000-$900,000 homes. It has a lot of different things to offer in here, and you can watch the video to get the breakdown on River Lights. And then some of the other top areas here are going to be Ogden, Bayshore, and Porter's Neck. So a lot of time people lump these together and they think Ogden is kind of this entire area, but really they're split into these 3 different sections. These are in my video of the top places to live in Wilmington. These are great. Ogden, there's a lot of new construction for a lot of first-time homebuyers live in this area right up here. It's pretty cookie cutter, but it's still a good area. You can find something still in the 300,000 range, which is pretty tight right now in Wilmington. As you go into Bayshore and Porter's Neck, you're going to get more into mature landscape. You've got a country club here, golf club, Eagle Point Golf Club, which is right here. This is going to be a higher end area as you get closer to the Intracoastal Waterway, and it's beautiful. This is a really nice community. One of the downsides with living in this area up here near Ogden, Bayshore, and Porter's Neck is being right here at this intersection where 17 coming in splits into Market Street is the traffic. So you've got a ton of traffic that piles up right here along this road to get really into Wilmington. So for the people that are wanting to live in Ogden, Bayshore, Porter's Neck, and this area up here to the northeast coming into Wilmington, you're going to have a very difficult time in the morning. If your job is, let's say, in the middle of Wilmington or somewhere down here going towards Carolina Beach, you're gonna have a very difficult time getting in. So traffic, early morning, 9 o'clock, lunchtime, getting off work at 5, it is stop and go this entire way until you get to here, and then it kind of splits up. But other than that, it is a great area. There's a lot of beautiful communities throughout this area. And then as we come down, going towards Carolina Beach, you have some other really nice areas. This would be Myrtle Grove. In that video that I did where I break down the top communities to live, we've got Myrtle Grove, Seabreeze, and then those 3 up there. Those are some of the best areas to live in my opinion. And then Myrtle Grove, right here, we have a few different new construction communities that are coming up around this area. And you've got Taryn Woods, Congleton Farms, a lot of really nice communities. I'll hopefully be doing a video on those soon so you guys can see the breakdown. And then we've got this area, Masonboro, which is this whole street right here is Masonboro Loop Road. All along here, you have mature landscapes. This is it's not all clear cut like some of these other areas like River Lights is. I've had, a lot of clients that some people love the new construction life and everything's super easy and they're cool with everything being brand new. But the downsides is a lot of it is completely clear cut, and some people don't like that where they're coming from. They want to have the trees and the landscape, and that's just not available for some of the new construction developments here in Wilmington. So the distances between the different areas, like I said, we'll use UNCW as kind of our Midtown point. So if you hear me saying that, or UNCW, it's kind of interchangeable. That's what I mean, is this area right here in the center of Wilmington. The distance from, let's say, Leland, which is this area over here, to downtown is probably 15 minutes. So if Wilmington is getting sort of high priced for some people, I know, the median home price right now is in $350, $370. It's really moving up right now. So if the price point in the Wilmington area is not what you're looking for, and you're looking for something maybe a little easier to get with less competition, then Leland is probably a pretty good area to take a look at. potentially Castle Hayne, which is right up here. These are areas right outside of Wilmington that have new construction and are developing, and they're a very short drive to Wilmington. So if you just don't want to live right in the middle of everything there, or if you're looking for maybe a better deal with less competition, these would be some pretty good areas. With that being said, I've had people who are considering that, but don't really know how far away they are, and they're out of state, and you got some questions on it. So that's sort of why I'm going to run through this. Is this area right here is Leland. On the left-hand side, you'll cross the bridge from downtown, you'll go straight into Leland, and this area is a little more rural. Both of them are, including Castle Hayne. But from here to downtown, it's really not that far. It's only about 15 minutes from Leland to downtown, and then from Leland to UNCW. That's about 25-minute drive. So from there to the middle of Wilmington, 15, 25 minutes, that's not that bad. If you're okay with that, and probably wherever you're moving from, you're already driving, 30, 45 minutes around to get around your city right now. So this is still not that big of a deal. Now from Castle Hayne to the middle of Wilmington, we are probably about 15 minutes. And then we've got Midtown to where I live, which is all the way down here, Carolina Beach, about a 30-minute drive. And sometimes with traffic it can be a little more, maybe 40 minutes. So if you're thinking of moving somewhere down to the most southern part of Wilmington, down here at Seabreeze, close to Carolina Beach, and you work all the way up here in the middle of Wilmington, you are going to go through a good amount of traffic most of the time. One of the most busy roads here in Wilmington is College, and that's this road that goes the entire way, all the way through, down to the end, Carolina Beach, down to Curry Beach. So it's pretty much one way in. If you got to get to here, you're going to take this road the entire way, and at the busy times, 9 o'clock, noon for lunch, off work, it's going to be very busy. It's a lot of stop and go, but again, I'm making more probably of what it is compared to where you're coming from. However, if you're trying to get away from traffic, I want you to at least make the best decision so that you're not stop and go and you get frustrated sometimes like I do coming from Carolina Beach to get in the middle of Wilmington. Okay, so from Midtown to Wrightsville Beach, it's about a 10-minute drive. Everything that's right in here to get to Wrightsville Beach is very easy to get to. It might look like it's a bit of a distance, but it's really not. It's only about a 10-minute drive, and there's really not a lot of traffic unless you're in the summertime. And then when it gets super busy in the summer, once you get up to here on Eastwood, over to the bridge, this is where it starts to get pretty crazy. And this is the loop at Wrightsville Beach here. All right, now if you're flying in, the airport is going to be right up here to the left. So coming in from the northeastern part right here into Wilmington, airport is right over here. You've got Martin Luther King Highway. That's mainly how people are going to get to the airport. You'll come out the airport, hit this road here, hit Martin Luther King Highway, and then go straight into Wilmington. And from the airport to Midtown, it's going to be about a 15-minute drive. It's really not that far. It is kind of a small airport, so there's not a lot of one-way trips. However, it is growing, and I know they're adding more and more flights, direct flights at the Wilmington International Airport. So we're getting there. Now, another area that clients are thinking about moving in, or you guys are researching, you might have heard of Hampstead. That's going to be kind of the halfway point in between Wilmington and Jacksonville. So this whole area right here of Hampstead, if you want to live here, it is a little more rural. There's better deals. Things are going to be a little better priced. There's going to be less competition, and you are in a pretty good proximity to Topsail Beach, Surf City up here. However, you're going to have to go through that traffic that I was speaking about at this point right here in Ogden and right where 17 splits. So you're already going to be driving from Hampstead to Wilmington. Is probably going to be a 30-minute drive. Now, if you add traffic on top of that and it's not at a good time going to and from, if you live out there, you're going to have quite a bit of a drive back and forth every day if you're working in Wilmington and you want to live in Hampstead. So it's not that it's impossible and that you can't do it, but if you're moving to get away from traffic, I probably would not recommend you do that unless you want to have a lot more land and the price point's a little bit better for you. So Next up, we will talk about the different beaches and the different areas like that here in Wilmington. So a lot of the time you'll hear someone say Carolina Beach, Wrightsville Beach, Wilmington, Curry Beach. When someone's talking about Wilmington or they live in Wilmington, but maybe they live in Wrightsville Beach or in Carolina Beach, I know they're different sections, but they're kind of lumped into one. So Wrightsville Beach pretty much is Wilmington. You know, it's right here. Wrightsville Beach is a great area. You've got Johnny Mercer's Pier. It is this entire island. It goes all the way up to here. North End, South End, one of my favorite restaurants. Oceanic is right there. You've got the Loop right here. That's what they call this. A lot of people run around the Loop, jog, ride bikes. So this is a great area. It is very high end. Once you get out onto the island, I mean, condos, 800,000, 900,000, 1.5 million. A lot of the houses out here, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 7, 8 million. So this is a very high-end area. If you're thinking about purchasing something on here, if you are, let me know. I'd love to help you out. So then we have Wrightsville Beach. It's probably the more high-end of the beaches that are in our area. So price point's higher. You'll notice just the entire environment it's more high-end. As you come down to Carolina Beach, this is where I live right here on the island. This is the boardwalk area. So right at the boardwalk, we've got a lot of different things. Sea Witch Cafe, Tiki Bar, Nolly's Taco Joint, one of my favorite places on the island. And then this whole area right here is where everything's happening. Britt's Donuts, it's one of the most popular places here on the island. And there's just a ton of stuff to do. You can walk around the boardwalk. This is, you know, a lot of Airbnbs all around here. People walk from 3rd, 4th, 5th Street down to the boardwalk, just have a good time. And it's a little more laid back. It's a lot more relaxed. They're less strict. There's less restrictions on the island. A lot of the locals, you'll see them riding around on golf carts. It's an awesome place to live. And the community feel here is very high. Everybody that lives on the island loves living here, and I'm blessed that I have the opportunity to live here now too. And then as you go down Carolina Beach, you'll go into Curry Beach, and at the end, Fort Fisher, where the aquarium is. So it's not really a far drive from here all the way to the end. I mean, you're like, 10 minutes. It's really not that big of a deal. Curry Beach is less Airbnb and more second home, and I mean, there's a few Airbnbs and properties like that, but it's a little more second homeowners who like to come here and just visit to get away from a lot of the tourists. It's way more touristy up here in the boardwalk area, obviously. And then we have Masonboro Island right here. So 4th of July, and anytime the sun's shining and there's just a lot of, it's a great day out, you'll see a ton of people pull their boats up here. They'll come from Wrightsville or wherever, Carolina Beach, and they'll pull up to Masonboro Island. People kayak out there and just pull up to the island and have a good time. That's pretty much what this area is right here. And then you have Figure 8 Island. So this is probably the most high-end area that's around Wilmington. All of these homes here are very, very luxury, high-end. There's one way in and one way out, and that's this road right here. And you have to know somebody to be able to get into this area, or they will not let you on the island. So really quick, I know this video is getting a little bit long, and I wanted to be as helpful as possible, so I'm just going to give you some of my favorite places in and around Wilmington, different restaurants that I like. My favorite restaurant in Wilmington, one of my favorites, is Indochine. And Indochine is right here. Right here in the middle of Wilmington. It's a Thai restaurant, awesome reviews. I mean, this place is beautiful. If you really want to have a good experience, you got some people coming into town, or you're only going to be here for a short amount of time, I'd really recommend you try Indochine. It's one of my favorite places. The environment is really what does it. Food's great, but this, I mean, you can see this place is awesome. It's a really good experience when you're coming into Wilmington. And then my next one would be True Blue, and that's going to be more up here. I touched on it while we were in Mayfair a little bit earlier. That is right up here. So True Blue is a farm to table restaurant. This one's a little more high-end, kind of expensive, but they have really great food. If you want a really cool steak, like a 30, 40-day dry-aged steak, this is the place to go right here. Very good experience. I know everybody that goes there has had a really good time, so it's one of my favorite places here in Wilmington. I'd recommend you try it out if you're looking for something a little more high-end. And then another one, there's a few of these all over Wilmington. This is, you want something a little more laid back? PT's Old Fashioned Grill. There's one here right by UNCW. There's one here on the way out of Wilmington, Bayshore, Porter's Neck area. One near kind of the hospital area, and then one on the way to Carolina Beach down in Myrtle Grove. So check it out. It's, if you're looking for a really good burger and something super quick, PT's Old Fashioned Grill, very good. I would definitely recommend trying it. And then the last one on my list of restaurants for this video is Sabores, and this is downtown. So Sabores is a Latin American restaurant, and they have unique menus that they switch out all the time. So if you're looking for something different and to just try something new, this is a really good place. They have awesome cocktails, really good brunch, but it's a very small restaurant. So I would recommend you call, see if you can do a reservation, and if they do that, definitely try to do that to get ahead of the pace, because they are super busy and it is not a large spot. But you can see from this, a 4.8, almost all 5 stars, 1,200 reviews, one of the best restaurants here in Wilmington for sure. And then next up, we're going to talk about a few of my favorite places to go, and a lot of my clients come in, and Wilmington is known for a lot of their breweries. So first up on my list here is the Flying Machine Brewery. Flying Machine Brewing Company. Right here in Midtown Wilmington. This is a newer brewery that came out just a couple years ago. It is awesome. Huge menu, a lot of different options to try when you're here. So definitely get to checking that out if you want to pop by a brewery that's close to UNCW and right in the center of everything. Another one that's very close to that is Wilmington Brewing Company. So Wilmington Brewery. All right, well, that's every brewery in Wilmington. This is the one I'm speaking about right here, Wilmington Brewing Company. One of the top beers here to try, if you can come to the area and check it out, is Tropical Lightning. You'll see it at a bunch of the different restaurants here in Wilmington. They'll have it on tap at almost every bar. It is super popular, and it's one of my favorites. So definitely check that out if you get the opportunity. And then where we have our Wilmington Bigger Pockets Real Estate Investors Meetup every month. First Tuesday of every month. If you want to pop by, we'd love to see you guys there. If you're thinking about investing here in Wilmington too, not just moving, but this is in downtown, Waterline Brewery. One of my favorite drinks here would be the coffee, the coffee and cream beer, and that's down here in downtown Wilmington. Definitely get a chance to check that out. Last spot is going to be Broomtail Pub and Arcade right here, Broomtail Brewery. So this is my favorite beer is sour beers, and this is one of my favorite spots to go to get those. So if you like sour beers, you're weird like me and you want to try some of those, go to Broomtail Craft Brewery. And that is going to be it for the breweries. All right, so the last thing we're going to touch on are parks here in Wilmington. We've got a lot of people that are moving in that want to be outside for the activities. We're coming here to live at the beach. You want to be here for the weather, the sunshine, and maybe you train outside a lot. You're moving from the cold, and you don't want to be locked down inside, and that's why you're coming to live here at the beach. So with that being said, there's a lot of different really nice parks where you can do all these different activities. Smith Creek Park is one of my favorite parks that's in Wilmington. I used to live right by it here in Midtown Wilmington. It's a short drive from there. From here, right in the middle of Wilmington, it's probably a 10-minute drive. It's really not that far. And it's a man-made lake with one loop around it. There's activities there for kids. You can kayak, you can jog around the park. Sometimes there's people fishing down there. It is one of my favorite places to go, and they have a walking path out through the woods as well. So if you're going to move to this side of Wilmington, maybe around Ogden, Bayshore, and you're up at the northern part of Midtown Wilmington, then this is a great spot for you to check out. Some other ones, I haven't been to every single park here in Wilmington, but a lot of the top ones in the area is, we have Impey Park right here, and that's right next to UNCW. Longleaf Park I've been to. This is a great area. You're right by Trader Joe's. You're right by everything here at the intersection of Oleander and College Road. Very busy in and out of this area, but this is an awesome park. You can see it's pretty big. All right, and last up is going to be Greenfield Lake Park for our parks here. This is one of my favorites. So I've done a lot of activities here. This whole loop right here is about 4 miles. So you can run, jog all the way around here. There you can bike around here, and you can rent these little boats right up here at the start of Greenfield Lake where you park. And it's just a really good area. It's beautiful out there, sun shining, good days, a lot of active people running through this area. One of my favorite parks. If you have a chance when you're down here, definitely check it out. And then you've also got Greenfield Lake Amphitheater, which sits right here on the lake. And that's going to be it. That wraps up today's video. I hope you've got some good information out of this. I know it was a little bit of a long one, but hopefully now this gives you some distance management. If you're wanting to move down here and you want to live more towards Carolina Beach, you understand if you have to work in the middle of Wilmington, it's going to be a 25-30 minute drive. And if you want to live in Hampstead or Leland, you have a better understanding of what it's going to look like on your daily commute to wherever you need to go. So hope that was useful. Again, one last reminder, if you are thinking about making a move down here to Wilmington and this video was helpful for you, if you have any other questions, you want to check out certain neighborhoods, and you just need some boots on the ground here in Wilmington, somebody that can help you make that trip down here a super easy one, make sure, like, comment, subscribe so that you're the first to know everything about the Wilmington, North Carolina market. And please reach out, shoot us a call, email, text. We get them all the time. I respond to all comments and DMs, and we'd love to help you make your trip down here to Wilmington, North Carolina. And with that, we'll see you on the next video.